Oh.
Well, Cade, grab a mic and thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right. I heard you guys ran the Rocky Steps this morning.
Yeah.
I missed it. How was that?
A few times. It was awesome. It was awesome. I grew up on those movies, so being there and like getting to the top and just like looking around, being like, dang, like I'm really here right now. It was cool. It was crazy.
So morning after yesterday's race, being so close, you got the chance to sleep on it. How are you feeling about it? A little bit better than yesterday?
Yeah, I was a little upset last night being that close, but you know, I assessed like the body this morning and the mind. Like I'm ready to go again. You know, I'm looking forward. I got U.S. trials this week, so I'm just excited to get out there. You know, next steps.
So, you know, we talked about the Rocky Steps and, you know, growing up on that mindset. Last night, you know, I wouldn't ask this of every high school kid, but I know you can handle it. You get people chirping, and now, like, what? You're even hungrier. Like, how do you internalize that?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I love when, you know, I see, you know, comments from rivals and stuff, and cheering on people, like, you know, cheering on other guys that they want to beat me because they can't, you know, and stuff like that. You know, that just fuels me. That
Yeah.
I don't take it personally or anything, but it's like, okay, I'll show you. You know,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Cade and I were actually talking about it this morning about how like it is so fascinating. Michael Granville like has his like big fans still to this day, like YouTube comments, Instagram comments. They come out in full force to defend him, and but the thing is, Michael Granville has been nothing but like supportive of you.
Yeah. He commented at me today. He posted me like twice on his Instagram today, and me and him had a good little conversation. But yeah, he's been nothing but supportive. That guy's he's a great guy.
In 25 years, I will be defending Cade, just so we're all on the same page. Whatever YouTube 2.0, whatever we're on, I'll be in there chirping at anyone who's coming at Cade.
So Judson paced you yesterday, right? And he
Yes.
just got the win, right?
Yeah. So I was actually rushing in here. We were he said he raced at 1, and we got here like 12:55, and I was, you know, making that long walk from the parking lot, rushing in here to go see him, support him. So yeah, that was real cool seeing him, you know, take on the national title as well.
Was there a relationship that the two of you had before this weekend?
No, he DM'd me one day and said he was my pacer, and I said, yeah, looking forward to it. Let's go do this. And then this weekend we hung out when he got to the hotel after Brooks. He had some flight issues. And then he came, we hung out. He's been great. Met his mom. His mom's down here too. She's a really nice lady. So yeah, everything's been great.
This is relatively new to have pacers for you, right? Like that only, it's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
How do you like having, you know, it's kind of a different environment to step on the track knowing that, hey, someone's going to take me out for the first 400 or 500 meters. Kind of a novelty in high school that definitely wasn't around when I was in high school. Brendan, I don't think you had any pacers. So how does that feel stepping on the track? Like, is it a different mindset than maybe when it's all you? And
yeah, no, I don't really know. You know, I appreciate it. It's you know, someone who's you know, doing something for me, and you know, you kind of look at it like, you know, this race is set up for you to be successful, so go be successful. But yeah, I mean, last night, I guess, I mean, I had 2 pacers out there that first 400, so I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate that what he did for me, and so I had to come support his win.
What was your quote during the indoor season? It was like dragging him out into deep waters or whatever it was. Yeah. That kid who went out yesterday in that first lap drowned.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, and it was, and that's the most annoying thing. I was in lane 2, 400 meters out, and it's like, and I know that's not like an excuse. It's not my fault. Like, I you know, that's gonna happen in races and stuff.
Especially next week.
Especially next week, right? But it's just like when it comes down to like 0.03, every little thing matters, and it's like, you know what, just run your own race and not trying to run mine. I get that national record, but it's coming.
So Chris watched you warm up yesterday, and he was like, he actually just jogs 300 meters. Fascinating. I love the fact that you come at the 800 from such like a, you know, kind of a sprint background. Brenda, you were more of an 8:15 runner. Was that always how you approach it, or did you start that way and move up?
No, I've always been like strength-based.
Yeah.
So the mileage, mile repeats. You know, I'm probably the only 800 girl that can do a 5K, a decent 5K. You know. But yeah, definitely polar opposites.
Yeah, you said mile repeats. That's
yeah, that is that.
No thanks.
All right, let's clear the air and set the record straight on just exactly what your training is like. Because what is it? The other day, your last workout before this was a 10-minute jog?
Yeah, it was a 10-minute jog. So I had a little shakeout. It was a 10-minute jog, and then it was like 4 by 80 meter strides at mile pace, kind of. So like basically just striding out. But my last like workout was it was like 2 sets of 3 120s at 400 pace. So
I think the reason why we're so obsessed with like high school kids training load is because it's like, all right, so you come out here, you're on 146, now multiple times. You know that everyone's like, he's training like a pro. He's, he's going to burn out. There's no way. And then I love it's like, no, he's fine. Like, he's not training like a pro.
Right
like,
now.
here's a lot left. I guess I just want to clear the air of like, that's why it's so interesting to everyone.
And that's what I've been preaching all year. Like, you see all the time, like the one thing I don't want to do is peak in high school, right? Like I know this isn't what I want to do. I don't want to be the best high school runner ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got an English teacher training me, and he's great. He's hungry. He's young and hungry like me. Andrew Johnson's his name. He puts a lot of time and effort. He'd do anything for me. I'd do anything for him. He's really a student of the game, studying the sport and getting things right. But yeah, I mean, I came out and said I do 12, 15 miles a week, and then I go look back at the training log and I lied. I'm doing 5 miles a week, really. I had a week where I did 3 miles a week, 3 miles 1 week. So like, I'm barely hitting things. I'm just getting speed stuff, and there's strength side to the 800 as well, and that's going to come later on in the years, and that's where that upside is going to take off.
So you have an English teacher as a coach. Is he assigning reading to you? Does he ever Cade, I really think this would help?
No chance. No, we don't do too much reading. No.
I did have a couple questions that were submitted that were for you. It was, who do you think is the best athlete in the world right now? Because they love how you take inspiration from UFC fighters, boxers, to bring that mentality to track.
So any sport.
Any sport.
Oh, Lord. Put me on the spot. Best athlete in the world right now? Jeez. I don't know. I think that if Ashton Eaton, of course, is still around, like a decathlete is like the best athlete in the world.
That's
I
fair.
can't name a current decathlete. I'm not, fairly casual in the track world, so I can't name a current decathlete. But whoever's an Olympic medalist, gold medalist in that decathlete, I'll put him.
What about? Did you watch NCAA? Anna Hall to be able to do the pentathlon and then come out and run the 400 hurdles.
That's Florida.
Yeah, I saw her. Yeah,
she's my best athlete in the world now.
Yeah. She's great. Yeah, she's great. She followed me on Instagram. Like after Trials of Miles or something like that. I was like, oh, sick. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I've been keeping up with her.
All right, so decathlete, true best athlete in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that take.
Next question was, what's your favorite workout? You touched on like these smaller workouts you do, but do you have a bread and butter one that you love?
Favorite workout, I guess. So, yeah, it was this one we hit early on in the season. It was like 5 by 200 with 30-second rest, and it was at like 26 pace. So it was pretty good, moving pretty good. It was like my 800 pace at the time. And 30 seconds rest, so you just go, and you just you finish the first set and you're kind of dead, but you got another set left and you got to get through it. And it's a mental toughness day. It's all in the mind, and I got through it, and all my teammates, everybody's lining up on the sidelines, kind of laying there, and I was like, yo, get up, I ain't tired, y'all get up too. So yeah, it was great. But yeah, it was and I was feeling it just as bad as they did, but I can't show it. So yeah, it's a real tough one, but it gets you going, gets you fired up, builds confidence.
I like that you did bring up like your teammates, because like from a lot of people on the outside looking in, they see you at these bigger meets competing as like an individual and like not as much with your team, but between Trials of Miles and this meet, like you had the state championships, and you were representing your high school team. You went out there and competed in a couple relays with them. What was that relationship like, I guess, with you and your teammates? Because like you wanted to win for them multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like people don't see, and people probably think that people probably think I'm a selfish guy or something. I'm all in it for me. But my teammates back home, my coach that I've stuck with, I'm a very loyal guy. I'm loyal to those who've been loyal to me. My teammates, Judson paced for me last night. I make sure I show up and support him. If you're good to me, I'll be good to you, and I'll do anything for anybody. So, loyalty.
A couple more of the questions that were submitted. One of them was like, what are the traits that all of the all-time greats have in common? Because you've cited Muhammad Ali, Conor McGregor before. Like, is there something that when you look at just their body of work as athletes that you really want to try and emulate?
Yeah, and I think there is something in common with the greatest, those that are considered some of the greatest of all time. You got even throw Prefontaine in there. It's this mentality, and it's this complete total buying into I'm the best. I'm going to come out here and be the best and perform. Conor, Ali, Prefontaine, they all did the same thing, and they're all considered some of the greatest of all time. So I think there's something to that, and I think people should take some from those guys and not try to be like, no, they need to be more humble. I'm going to sit here and shell up and not say what I think or not put it out there. I think, draw inspiration from those guys and, draw inspiration from me. I'm a kid who's came out here and said what I want to do, and, I'm almost there. I'm not there yet, but I'm almost there, and, I'm just chasing my dreams and working hard every day to do so.
So speaking of drawing inspiration, you're sitting next to Brendan Martinez, a world championship medalist at 800 meters, an Olympian. Yes. We know that you want to be sitting here next to us in a few years with that. It's a very similar accolades. I guess if you had an opportunity to ask someone of her level somewhere that you want to be, what kind of wisdom can she impart upon you right now?
Ooh. Okay, so
I should be asking him.
So I guess for me, I'm new to this whole. I got U.S. trials coming up, and the one thing, like, it's a lot of races in a short amount of time. Like, how is mentally and physically getting through those rounds and stuff like work? Because I raced. I think that's my third. Yeah, that's like my third 800 where I really wanted to go out and do something. That I was, trying to run fast in all year, and I'm about to run 3 in a week, hopefully. So, how do you get through those? Yeah.
Trust the training. Your coach knows what he's doing, obviously, so just trust in that. Just keep it easy. Don't even change anything. Like, I know you trust that you belong there. You do. And honestly, just hand it to them. Like, you're incredible.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
So I'm excited to watch you next week. And
appreciate it.
Brandon, how do you mentally prepare for a prelim versus semi versus a final? Do you?
Yeah. The semis are definitely stressful.
Yeah. 24 down to 8 sometimes.
Yeah. So it's always nerve-wracking. For me, I journal, and it's more than just a race. Like, nothing changes after, and I can only promise my honest best effort, and I shouldn't be upset with the end result. So I never try to think about the end result.
Everyone always talks about the importance of visualization when it comes to some of these races. So for both of you, I guess, Cade, you've probably envisioned yourself breaking the national record multiple times, and so you play that moment in your head, and it's maybe the moment crossing the finish line. But in something like a U.S. Championships, what do you have to visualize? Is it being able to be strong when a big move is made, or how do you approach the visualization when it comes to a U.S. Championship?
Those races don't come by that often, especially at the elite level. But again, you do it in training, you visualize it in training, and you listen to those cues that the coaches give you. And but I definitely believe if you can go there in the mind, you can go there in the body. But yeah, it's just consistency and doing that in training. If you can get there in training and go through that stress load, then it should be able to just translate into racing.
Now, Cade, yesterday we asked you a little bit about what's next, because you'll probably get the record chance during USAs, because those races could tend to be fast. Mm-hmm. But then after that, I was like, what else do you want to do? Now that you might have to put the high school record behind you, and you were just like, well, continue to chase greatness and then make the sport interesting is something that you really are honed in on. So the final question that was submitted was where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because it's I'm sure you have that map in your head already.
Yeah. And I don't know, in 5 years, I see myself at this rate, being a star in the sport, being someone that can draw in casual eyes to the sport, and bring track back. Make it exciting and make track great again. So,
do you think you have an Olympic ring tattoo in 5 years?
For sure.
I love that.
Do you have a tattoo? Yeah, you do.
Yeah, my arm.
Yeah.
See,
I don't know where I'm going to get it yet, though. Yeah, maybe my forehead.
Like that. I don't want anyone to leave the conversation knowing.
That's right.
Anything but that I'm an Olympian.
A little Post Malone.
Yeah.
All right, Cade. Well, thanks so much for joining us once again. I'm sure you're going to try and catch Judson before he dips out of here. We'll probably get him on the show.
I have my
too.
one final piece of advice. Those pros are so much more scared of you than you are of them.
I got nothing to lose. When you got nothing to lose, you're dangerous. You're a dangerous man. You're a dangerous man. You got nothing to lose.
They are scared of losing to you. That is.
Can't kill somebody who's already dead. So I'm going.
Oh man, Cade, keep it up, because we're big fans, and you've got a ton of people also behind you, just kind of following along. Not just this chapter that ends in high school, but the next one at Ole Miss.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
And you think we're the best in the biz?
100%. CITIUS MAG.
Welcome
CITIUS MAG
anytime.
#1.
Yeah, there you
Welcome
go.
back anytime.
Clip that part, Matt.
100%.
Thanks,
Cade,
Cade.
thanks so much.
Best luck.